Welcome to Saving History. I'm SCdigger, and this is part 2 of our introduction to the Fisher F22. This is a weatherproof, all-purpose machine from First Texas Products. And what we're going to do now is take a look at some of the special features of this machine. Alright, so we'll start with the coil first. And it's the 9-inch triangulated concentric elliptical coil. It is waterproof. It's a smaller coil. A lot of people are calling these teardrop shaped. I think it's going to be great, especially if you get into an area with a lot of iron or a lot of targets. That small coil can really help make a difference here. So now as we work our way up to the control box here, I want to touch on a couple of things very quickly before we actually turn the machine on. Keeping in mind that this machine is weatherproof, not waterproof, but weatherproof. We open the battery compartment first, and you see that it runs off of 2 AA batteries. So we'll slide that back in there and make sure it's seated well and close it up. Then on the other side, you've got your headphone jack, and of course if you're not using headphones, it's got a rubber stopper where you can close up the hole. And then on the back of it, the connector for the coil to the control box is also rubberized as well. Now for the meat and potatoes of this machine. We turn the F22 on by hitting the red button, and it's going to cycle through the serial number for this machine. A little beep tells us it's ready. The F22 is really easy to use. It's really almost turn on and go. It comes with 3 preset modes and 1 custom mode that allows you to set the machine up really any way you want to. You see here initially it's in the jewelry mode. In jewelry, it's going to knock out all the iron and it's going to let all the other targets in. In coin mode, it's going to knock out all the iron and it's going to knock out tab and foil. In artifact mode that you might use for relic hunting, it's going to let everything in, and you really will have to rely on the tone or the target ID that goes up to 99 on the target ID to give you an idea of what your target may be, or just dig it all. In the custom mode, it allows you to set it up really any way you want. You just have to experiment with that in the field. Now over on the menu, first of all, you see volume. Now, what the F22 has is something called FE Tone Adjustable Iron Audio. And simply what that means, it allows you to set the ferrous and non-ferrous target volumes at different levels. So, you see, for example, I have it set for 12. 12 would mean that the non-ferrous targets like silver are as high as they go, 10. And the ferrous targets are set at 2, meaning I hear them, but they're not loud. That's how I like to run it. You just have to figure out what works best for you. Next is sensitivity. Sensitivity runs 1 through 10. And you really have to wait until you get into the field to see what kind of ground mineralization or perhaps outside interference like power lines you have to adjust that. The bottom line is you want to get the machine running as stable as you can. Lastly, we have notch. Simply notch allows you to knock out certain targets in the ID line. For example, you go back into the coin mode and you saw that it knocked out the 2 and the 4, which related to tab and foil. And so you can adjust that however you see fit. Now, lastly, to touch on is the pinpoint mode. And simply what pinpoint does, it allows you to do 2 things. One, to get an approximate depth and to help you really pinpoint or locate the actual position of the item that you've identified. So you do that simply by holding down the pinpoint, the PP button, and it's going to give you a depth reading on the ID screen, and then it's also going to give you a constant tone that allows you to really focus on exactly where that target is. The last great feature to mention about the Fisher F22 is the fact that it's weatherproof. Now, weatherproof does not mean I can take it and toss it in the pool behind me. No, it's not waterproof. But what that means is that you don't have to panic if you get caught out in a rainstorm. Come home from a long day of digging, you can hose this thing off, wash away the day. The Fisher F22 from First Texas Products. A lightweight, 2.3 pounds, 7.69 kilohertz machine. Good general purpose machine, regardless of whether you're a coin hunter, a beach hunter, or a relic hunter. For Saving History, I'm SCdigger.